You did it. You are super consistent. You build up an awesome fan base. Every time you log online, you have your little pocket of customers that are tipping you and conversating and keeping you engaged. You're having a great time. You did it. This feels so good. And you have a couple of customers that you even consider to be VIP customers or ones that you give special attention to because they give you a lot of money and they're super cool and super sweet. Some people call these whales. But one day, everything just takes a little bit of a concerning turn. We've all had that one customer, generous, but way too controlling. It feels like you're walking a tightrope between keeping their money and keeping your peace. Today, I'll be sharing how to deal with overly invasive, controlling customers without losing your boundaries, or ideally the customer themselves. Hello. Welcome back or to Secret Life of a Cam Girl. I am Noah Bensi, and hi. We're gonna get into a deep, I want to say heavy, but it's not very like a heavy topic. I guess it's just one of those things that's hard to talk about or like hard to get advice on. So shout out to the lovely watcher who requested this topic. And yeah, let's get into it. So we already went over it a bit in like the little dramatic intro that we did, but this video is going to be all about how to deal with the fans that, or the customer, I should say, that gives you attention and is always there when you're online and gives you money and all these good things, and then also has this huge red flag, and how to deal with that. Because it's easy to be like, oh, if they get weird, just block them. But hello, let's be real. It takes a really long time to build up a fan base. And sometimes it's not that easy to just block someone. Sometimes that person maybe is paying lots of bills or something along those lines, and you feel inclined to deal with their BS because you want to eat. You know what I mean? And it's so unfortunate. It's an unfortunate place to be in. So yeah, let's talk about those problematic customers and how to gain control maybe over the situation without having to just remove yourself from the situation. The first thing we're going to get into are some red flags. What are the red flags that we are looking for in this type of customer? What are the things that need to stand out? Red flag number 1, frequent attempts to dictate your content or your stream schedule in general. Now, obviously, it's one thing to ask your VIP customers like, hey, what time are you normally online, or what time should we all get together? Like, that's one thing. But obviously when it becomes a controlling aspect, when it becomes like, hey, if you're not online when I'm online, then I'm not giving you anything, or like something weird like that, like a manipulative, like where you're like, I have to get online right now because like this. Red flag. Red flag. I've literally seen it happen with my friends and like certain customers they have, and I'm like, girl, red flag. Now, see, a lot of these red flags are masked as like other things a lot of the time. You know what I mean? So this could be masked as like someone who is giving you a lot of money trying to get to know you better because they're giving you a lot of money. When in reality, this is a job, right? I am a performer. You are a customer. For you to give me money, you don't need to know a ton of information about me, and I shouldn't have to tell you a ton of information about me. And that is kind of the code of privacy between performer and customer. It's to keep both of us safe, because what if I'm a murderer or something? You know what I mean? It's to keep both of us safe. So the excessive asking of personal information, personal details, things that you just normally wouldn't just ask, or it's not just gonna casually come up in conversation. And I'm not just talking about like, what state do you live in or something like that. Obviously, some people are more open about that than others, but I'm talking about like personal information, like full names, maybe your address, maybe a phone number, maybe family names, maybe like bank information. That's a weird one. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't fall for that, but you never know. Maybe you're trying to get what are those, a MoneyGram, like the ones you have to go pick up at the store, and you need to know, like, he's like, oh, let me see your ID. These are huge red flags, huge red flags. I don't care how much money this person is giving you, big red flag. All right, our third red flag, and we'll get into these more like as we go and how to deal with them. This is a big one, but guilt tripping. Guilt tripping. So that after all I've done for you, or I've already given you so much, or do you know how much money I've given you? Like, excuse me, sir. No. Huge red flag. Oh my God, I hate that. I actually recently had an experience with a customer that I was very forthcoming with, not, I guess, personal information, but like pretty much. Like, I was as open as I felt comfortable with being with this person. I really liked them, and I was like, wow, this is a really great customer. This is a really great person to have. They helped me move here. Okay. Like, they gave me so much of their money and time and attention that they helped me move here. I genuinely cared for this person. And then out of nowhere, it was like a switch, a weird little switch. And I'm sure they were going through something personal in their life. But yeah, it became that. And I was just like, wow, ouch. Okay. And we haven't really spoken since. And it's kind of sad, because that person was really great, not only for my pockets, but I like genuinely enjoyed like talking to them, interacting with them, making content for them. And you're gross manipulation is gross. Don't let it happen. Okay, this one is like a weird line, but I'm gonna add it anyway. I was like reluctant to add it because I was like, it's kind of, you should be doing it anyway, but I can see where, I never really had a customer do this, but I can see where someone weird would maybe do this. So this is for maybe the girlies who have had this happen to them. But it's like the demanding, underline, of preferential treatment. So like, obviously if someone's giving you a ton of time, attention, and money, you're gonna give them preferential treatment in general, because like, duh, right? But I'm talking about like that arrogant, like in your face, like they're maybe getting jealous or upset that you're giving another customer attention or something. Big red flag. The reason why these red flags are so important to identify as quickly as possible is because the longer that this behavior continues, the harder it becomes to set boundaries, right? And the goal is to like, I'm sorry, my nose is stuffy. The goal is to keep them, not block them. You want to keep them, you like them, remember, right? So you want to nip this in the bud as soon as possible. Sorry, that clip was giving me a headache. Anyway, all right, so we identified the red flags, right? So now you're up to the next part. How do I set these boundaries without alienating this person, without alienating this customer? How do I do this? right? I need step-by-steps when it comes to everything. I need someone to literally, like the first time I do something, to hold my hand and walk me through it. So that's what I'm trying to do for you. Tip number 1, use firm but polite language. Okay? An example, I appreciate your concern, but I run my stream the way that I feel is best for my customers. Another example, let's think. Oh, that's so unfortunate that you can't make it online. Like, when I'm normally on, I'll try my best to, like, pop on during the times that you suggested. But, like, yeah, I don't know, it just works best for me in my life. Just be firm, but do it with a smile on your face. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to get too serious about it yet, unless it's like egregious. But yeah, firm but polite, telling them pretty much no. Another way of approaching this, almost like getting it before it even starts, is normalize boundaries like as part of your brand. So like have it in your room rules, for instance, like I treat everyone equally and that's what keeps this room fun and fair. Something along those lines. So this one definitely falls under like the preferential treatment red flag, but okay, you definitely have. You're at those customers that like you're online and they're like, check Snapchat, check X. I hate calling it X. Check Twitter or check Instagram. I sent you a message when there's literally a message like you can message me right here. You can talk to me right here. I'm online right now, right? I that's a little bit of a pet peeve for me. It depends. It depends. Some of my customers know the appropriate times to do that. They'll never type it in the chat though, because some of them type it in the chat just to kind of like flaunt that they have this preferential treatment. Like, look, I can make her check my message, because they'll like type it in the chat. Some guys will just be like, see you online and then message you and then be like message you privately and be like, hey, have you seen my message on Snapchat? That's different. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the weirdos that flaunt it, that are like, check it. Like they're making like a big deal out of it. Like they want you to stop what you're doing on stream, take out your phone and like, no, we're not doing that. For that particular boundary, you're gonna have to be really firm about it. You're gonna just have to tell them like it is as nicely as you can. One of the nicest ways of saying it is maybe like, hey, we have a really fun show going on right here, right now. I don't want to look at my phone and ruin it. I don't know. Something along those lines. Or just straight up be real with them and be like, hey, when I'm on cam, like, don't pull me away like that. I'm a bit more like super honest. I don't mind just being straight up and blunt with my customers a lot of the time. I know some people have a harder time doing that. So I'm trying to give you like little ways around it, little ways to say it nice. Also, sometimes bluntness can be too blunt. Sometimes we can be mean. Sometimes I come off a little too mean. I have lost customers over that before. Just a heads up. So I'm definitely practicing how to be firm and sweet instead of so blunt where people are a little upset. I don't want to upset anybody because I want to keep them too, but also sometimes being blunt about certain things really just is how to do it. Some other ways of enforcing boundaries subtly is like just politely declining giving the extra information, mentioning the fact that you would feel safer not giving anyone that information and it has nothing to do with them. And of course, they're not going to come to your house and stalk you. Why would they do that? That's crazy. But it keeps you a peace of mind to not give out your address. Whatever you have to say to stay safe, right? Or like fulfilling requests when they only align with your content goals. I am guilty of this, okay? I'm just gonna be straight up. I am guilty of this. I have been in certain situations where I feel desperate enough for money where I am going to be doing something that I wouldn't normally do. I haven't stepped too far into that dark place, but I have done things that I look back on and I'm like, ew, I fucking hate that person. Like, I will say the one that's particularly coming to my mind, and I don't even want to like talk about what I did. I did not entertain them afterwards, like at all. I did our little, I think it was like on Skype or Snap or something. I did our little show and it left a bad taste in my mouth. And I think I just like blocked them or deleted them. And I was like, I'm done with that. Never again. So don't beat yourself up about it. It happens. But also you don't have to do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. There's other ways. It's okay. It's okay. So the next important aspect to this is regaining control of the power dynamic. So originally, right, they were just a random person that floated into your chat room, and you are the person that is fully in control of this power dynamic. You are the big boss, right? But this is just a situation, right? Then they start giving you thousands of dollars. They're paying rent, they're paying car payments, and the power imbalance is shifting a bit. You're relying a little bit more on this person. This person is being calculated into your budget, more so maybe than you even like to admit that you're relying on this person a little bit. But hey, when we get a customer like this, they're really important, right? And they're important to maintain. So how do you regain, or at least, I don't even know if this is a word, but like equalify that power dynamic, and stop it from shifting so hard in their favor? I'm just gonna kind of rattle it off. So one way, making their contributions feel valuable and not like indispensable. Keeping interactions as light as you possibly can be without going so deep. I know I keep bringing this up, but I keep bringing it up because I know customers pry. I know customers really want to know that like personal information because it makes them feel special. But like trying to keep that as light as possible, like, geesh. Even lie to them if you have to for your safety, I guess. But I'd rather not lie. I'd rather just keep it light, and then if it crosses a line, just tell them that you're not comfortable anymore. If you see them like excessively messaging you and trying to pull your attention, obviously like you pull back, right? Don't even like maybe even say straight up to them like, hey, stop messaging me so much. Just pull back. Just don't message them every time they message you. You know what I mean? Don't pay crazy attention to it. Show them that I will look at your messages when I have a moment to look at your messages. That you're not pulling my attention away from the rest of my room, the rest of my job. This is another thing that if you want, you can add to your rules, but making it so clear that money does not equal access. Okay? Money does not equal access. You give me money, I still have the right to say no, right? I still have the right to put my foot down. Obviously within limits, you don't want to steal from people, but money does not equal ultimate access. I mean, you can also try to use humor to, I guess, deflect the situations, like, I don't know, like saying something like, oh, like I'm not a 24/7 hotline, like I need breaks too sometimes, or you don't you need time to miss me? Don't you want to miss me? Doesn't absence make the heart grow fonder? What happens if that doesn't work? What happens if it escalates? What do we do? What do we do when they test the boundaries, when they don't listen, or when they threaten to leave? Look, this goes back to like the beginning. We're not going to let money manipulate us. We're not going to do it, right? So stay calm, stay emotionless. You could say something along the lines of, I am so sorry to hear that, but I have to stay true to my values. And I know that me staying true to my values is something that you've always admired me for. And then you can deflect this by like highlighting maybe something that you're doing in the stream or something that they enjoyed about the stream, just to kind of almost change the subject and quell the emotions. But look, losing a customer, okay? Losing a customer is not the end of the world. I don't care how much money they're giving you. Be prepared to block them if the behavior becomes harmful. Just do it. Just block them. Understand that losing one customer is better than sacrificing your mental health. Nobody has the right to control your stream, no matter how much they tipped. I don't care. Honestly, if they have a problem, tell them to come talk to me. There we go. That's how we're gonna do this video. Tell them to come talk to me. I got you. I got you. Ooh, it makes me so, I don't like that. We already live, oh, this is when I'm gonna get on my tangent. Men already control so much about money and in capitalism in general. And there's just so much to unpack with that, but it really does make me ill to even entertain someone trying to manipulate me, a woman, a sex worker, with money. Like, there's a very special place for you in the afterlife. Like, gross. All right, now let's talk a little bit about mental health, because that's important too, right? We got to protect our mental health. This job is so stressful. We are dealing with so many different people, so many different personalities. How do we protect our mental health? Have a support system. This is your support. If you don't have one, this is your support system right here. Right here in this comment section, in my DMs. Let's create a group chat. I have a Discord. If you don't have a support system, now you do. But you need a support system. You need a group of people that understand your job, other creators, or a best friend that understands your job. Somebody that you can vent to, that you can talk to about the situation, that will also help you stay resilient, right? Because just like a toxic ex, sometimes you need someone to be like, hey, block that person. That is gross. And then you might be like, you know what? Yeah, my gut was telling me to block them, and now I'm hearing this person tell me to block them. Block. Also, friendly reminder, their behavior is on them, is about them, and is not about you. It is not on you, and it is nothing that you did, okay? Hold a mirror up to their behavior, all right? Do not take it to heart. Do not take it personally. Do not hold on to it. Mirror, okay? The importance is knowing your worth. You can replace a customer. You can't always replace your peace of mind. Take breaks. Give yourself grace, okay? It's so important. All right, let's recap. Step 1, recognizing the red flags, right? Recognize them, get to know them. It makes you feel weird, it probably is weird. Set those boundaries, set them ahead of time, put them in your rules. Set those boundaries, they're so important. Regain that control, reel it in, and then protect your peace. Well, that's where I'm gonna call it, guys. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, comment below. Have you ever dealt with a tricky customer? Have you ever had a situation like this? How did you handle it? Write a little paragraph down below. Maybe we'll do like an answer, like I'll do an answer thing, like an advice thing, because it's crazy out there, you know? And I'm sure we all have advice for each other. Like I said, this is our support system right here. Hold my hands. We're holding hands. Look. Okay? But yeah, have you ever dealt with this? Let me know. Comment below if you're new here and we're holding hands for the first time. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you subscribe and turn those notifications on. I'm trying to post like more than once a week, and I've been really consistent lately, and I'm proud of myself. So, you proud of me? Okay, I love you. Like and subscribe for more advice on navigating this crazy secret life of a cam world from a cam girl. I'm getting tired. All right, love you. Go get some water.